Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Hermit Skies. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I am having an amazing day, and I did some work on the mob farm between episodes, got some things all sorted out, and it's just kind of minor improvements, but important ones nonetheless. So let's swing down here and actually take a look at it. We still are dealing with a little bit of an issue regarding these stupid Endermen. I need to figure out a way to prevent them from spawning or something. And we still have the slimes, but everything else is good. Let me just get rid of these annoying slimes that are bothering me. Go away, please. Okay, we got them all. They're good. So we'll dump this stuff in here. All right, so I added a couple of fans up at the top right here, and these have 9 fan upgrades on them. They're right in the middle. So what happens is they actually push the spiders down onto this, and I also moved these mob mashers up 1 block, and now it actually works really well. You can see we've got 780 string in here, so it is working very well and getting all sorts of good stuff as far as spider drops and stuff like that goes. So what I want to do next, also, I put a trash can up here. Instead, there was an overflow chest, but I got this all sorted out and decided, you know what, if it's not one of these, just get rid of it, because pretty much all that was left over that wasn't one of these things was like the bows and various broken armor and all that kind of stuff, and I said, you know what, we'll just get rid of it entirely. So, next thing I want to do, we're going to open a whole bunch of these legendary loot bags. I really hope they didn't just fall into the void. I do have a magnet. Oh, no, but they got sucked up and sent back. So we are going to dump a bunch of these into this chest, and we are going to see what we can get. I had like 2 stacks worth of these things. We'll just do like an inventory full, basically, and see what kind of goodies we get from all of these legendary loot bags. Hopefully we'll get some good stuff. I mean, I have to admit, the loot in the loot bags, I've been a little disappointed with. Let's see here. Yeah, like look at that. We just opened an entire inventory worth of legendary loot bags, and there's not really much here that's worth anything. Like, this capacitor could be okay, I guess. The mega rubber saplings are okay. I got a dimlet parcel. That's about it. Everything else here, kinda useless. So, I mean, the blacker lotuses are nice. The overgrowth seeds are nice, but it seems like the legendary loot bags kind of have, like, pretty bad loot tables, if I'm being honest. Like, they're very underwhelming. The, like, reward chests from the quests, those things have some really good stuff in them. But just the legendary loot, the loot bags in general seem kind of bad. Oh, and if I break this, tell you what, we're gonna break that, and then we'll break this, and then we'll put this back. There we go. That'll work. And let's actually expand this up to 7. There we go. So yeah, there's our loot bag opening, and I don't know. It is what it is. Also, I've noticed, apparently Scar was over here, and he fell and died. I have no idea when this happened, but he was over here at some point, and he apparently managed to die and fall off the thing. I don't know. It is what it is. Maybe we should, you know what we should do is we should probably look and see if we can maybe get his stuff back. I don't know if he actually has any stuff here. Oh boy. Wow. The jetpack didn't slow me down fast enough. All right, let's try this. We'll break that. Oh yeah, look at that. He did have some stuff. All of this was his. Okay. Well, we'll break that, and then we'll fly this way. There we go. I will return his stuff for him. I have no idea how in the world he managed to fall off. And the thing was, he was like right here. He was like underneath this bridge. This bridge was like the first bridge that I built. How in the world I don't know. But I'm going to go return... All right, I'm going to go return Scar's stuff to him, and then we'll get to work on some things. All right, guys, I am back, and I think it is high time that we get into mystical agriculture. I've been doing some resource grinding between episodes and stuff, and I actually have a whole bunch of Certus quartz and charged Certus quartz to get into applied energistics. But if we look at applied energistics, the presses, which are like one of the most basic things that you need to get into this mod, you gotta get these Certus quartz essence, and that only comes from mystical agriculture. So we're gonna need that. So I think it's time we get into mystical agriculture, and we're gonna have some fun with this. So basically, mystical agriculture is a farming mod, as you would kind of expect. Let's just grab some of this. And one thing we can do, actually, let's just grab a few different things we're gonna need some of those, we're gonna need some of these, and we're gonna need a bunch of that. Okay, so let's go to @mystical agriculture. So basically, we want to kind of work our way up these watering cans. That's on our to-do list as well. But the first thing that we need to do is we need to make inferium. We need to grow this inferium essence. Because you can find it in the nether, but like, you can get a fair amount of it that way, but the fastest way is, we're definitely going to want a way to produce it ourselves. Let's put it that way. That's going to be much better for us. So the easiest way to get this stuff is to make inferium seeds. Which are apparently absurdly expensive? No. Here we go. So you just basically take seeds and surround it with inferium essence. That's what I was gonna say. That doesn't look right. So let's make like 9 of these to start with. That's 8. I really wanted 9. There we go. So we've got 9 of those, and you can plant these just like any other crop. If we let's just break this wheat for a second. You can plant them, and they'll grow. Pretty straightforward. However, we can speed up the growth process a little bit. So if we come over here, we can make fertilized dirt from random things. This stuff right here. And this will actually not only allow us to have much better dirt, but it will actually give us 2 fertilized dirt for every 1 dirt that we put in. So that's actually going to be really good for us now that we have a mob farm set up. We'll be able to kind of get this stuff going much faster, because dirt is honestly the hardest thing to come by out of this recipe. We have tons of bone meal and zombie flesh down in our mob farm. And the cool thing about this fertilized dirt, it has some really unique benefits. So, A, you don't actually need a water source. So that's one nice thing. That means we don't have to have any sort of a water source nearby. We don't have to worry about that at all. The other nice thing, we do need a hoe. There we go. The other nice thing about it is that it actually gives a bone meal effect every so often. So stuff planted on this will grow approximately 3 times faster than it would grow otherwise. So, I mean, it's not going to be instant, but it's definitely going to be faster. And when you combine that with like the watering can here, for example, you know, you can get this stuff growing fairly quickly. And, you know, there you go. You can see it's popping up. We're getting inferium essence, and we just need to sit here and grow it. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Now, obviously, we're going to want a larger farm than this, but this is a good start. This'll get us kind of on our way. The downside, oh, and I do have to run around and actually, like, grab the stuff, but you can see it works. It gets the job done. Now, this watering can stinks. You have to refill it. It refills super slowly. It's kind of a terrible watering can, and there are much better ones in the mod pack. So if we look at our quest book, and we go to Agricultural Revolution, it wants me to make the watering can part 2, which is the inferium watering can. And the inferium watering can is right here. We need the regular watering can for that. We need 4 inferium ingots, And for that, we need these base essence ingots. And then we also need a inferium fertilization core, which requires fertilized essence. I'm not really sure how to get that. I need to research that a little bit. And then we also need a theoretical water source, which is base essence nuggets, and then water essence, which you get from water seeds. Water seeds you get from combining a tier 1 crafting seed with inferium essence and 4 buckets of water. So if we go over here, we can make the tier 1 crafting seed. I think. Is that not the tier 1 crafting seed recipe? Hold on. Let's double check this. Oh, no. We need to make a base crafting seed first. And the way you do that is you take a seed and you surround it like so with prosperity shards. And we have prosperity shards. And then this base essence is mithril or mana-infused ingots with prosperity shards. And I do have some of those somewhere. Did I put them in here, maybe? Yeah, here we go. I was going to say, I know I've got some. So take those, do one of those, and bada bing, bada boom, we have base essence ingots, which we can then do that with, and then we'll get we need 4 of these to make the inferium watering can. And one, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to get some grinding done. I'm going to figure out how in the world I'm actually supposed to get the fertilization stuff, this stuff right here, fertilized essence. I got to figure out how to do that, and then I'll be back with you in just a sec. All right, guys, I am back, and I've figured out how to get this fertilized essence. So basically, it is a rare drop, a 10% drop chance from any mystical crops or mystical agriculture crop. Wow, that's a mouthful. Except for inferium. So you can't, you'll only get it from crops that are not inferium. I've also learned that when you break one of these plants, there is a chance that you will also get regular crops as well. Or regular seeds, I should say, as well. So I've only actually made one of these water essence seeds. The rest of these I got just from breaking the crop after it had grown. The other thing about getting this fertilized essence is that if you do this and just right click to harvest the crop, you don't have a chance to get the fertilized essence. You have to actually break it. So those are like kind of the things to remember when it comes to getting this fertilized essence. I only need like one more fertilized essence, and then I think I have enough to make the next level of watering can. There we go, and we're getting close. I'm basically just trying to get these water plants to grow so that I can harvest them, because this is where you get the fertilized essence from. It's all from these things. The rest of them don't really matter. Come on, hook a guy up. I'm just a little bit. I just need one more. I need one more fertilized essence. Come on, please. Just one. That's all I ask. You're really gonna do it like that, are you, game? You're gonna make me refill my water bucket. It's a 10% chance, and it's completely random. Like, there's no way to increase that as far as I know. Oh, we got it. We got it. Okay, so we've got our fertilized essence that we need. And then we'll just let this sit for a minute. So let's swing back over here to our crafting bench, and we should be able to make this thing. We need 1 gold ingot, and that will allow us to make this. Oh, and a base essence ingot, which I have right here. There we go. That'll allow us to make this fertilization core, and then we can combine that with these 4, and there we go. We have ourselves an inferium watering can. Unfortunately, this thing actually is kind of a downgrade because it only works on 1 crop at a time. You can only do one 1 block with it. So we're going to want to upgrade this as quickly as possible to the Prudentium one. And this is obviously a significantly, this one will do 3x3, which is way better. So what we need, and I'd really like to get this core remover. That should be good for us, I think. And we can make that pretty easily. Basically, I just need to get more fertilized essence. I may want to just make another one of these, because these are pretty cheap. So why don't I do that to tide us over? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a bucket. Oh, I actually had empty buckets in my inventory. Didn't even see it. That's all right. We'll make one more of these guys, and then I'll ultimately get that all upgraded up to the next one. Now, the question that you guys are probably wondering is, how do you get Prudentium? What's this stuff? So Prudentium essence, you need to make one of these infusion crystals. So let's grab this. And then we need some of these and some of that as well. And you go like, so there we go. And then you get this infusion crystal. And the way that this thing works is you go into a crafting bench and you can essentially combine these like this. So 4 inferium makes 1 prudentium, okay? And then 4, if you're going down the mystical agricultural progression chain, essentially, 4 inferium makes 4 prudentium makes 1 intermedium, 4 intermedium makes 1 superium, and so on and so forth all the way down. So that's how you get this prudentium essence. And then to make the ingots, you have to do inferium ingots, so we need these base essence ingots again, and combine those, and it's this whole big grindy thing. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grind. I'm going to grind until I have the next watering can and we can get some stuff properly set up for us. I'm kind of dumb sometimes. This is the recipe for the tier 3 watering can. It was tin and a bone meal. That was the third quest. I've been working towards this one, which is actually, to be honest, I've almost got this one anyway. And I have a feeling that this has to be an upgrade of some sort. I'm assuming it probably just has a little bit more, like power. Like it makes the stuff grow faster. That's my guess anyway. I genuinely don't know for sure. Either way, neither one of these guys actually needs to be refilled. So we should be good. I also need to make another one of these cores. So I'm going to need 6 fertilized essence, and everything else I should have. Yeah, so that should be easy enough. This watering can, though, as I said, it's a huge upgrade because this one doesn't ever need to be refilled. I can just sit here all day long and do this, and it will work exactly the way that it's supposed to. All right, guys, I am back. I've been working on some stuff. Check it out. We have a proper farming area over here. Each one of these is 8 by 16. So essentially what that means is we have 4 stacks worth of stuff that we can plant here. And we can, this is where we're going to grow a variety of different magical crops, just whatever we want. Another thing I've been doing, over here I have like a little 3x3. And this is for my manual watering, if I want to do stuff that way. The other thing, and this is the important one, I was doing the manual game, right? So like these 5, I believe, are tier 3, which means they produce 3 inferium essence every time I harvest them. And these 4 are at tier 2, so they produce 2 every time I harvest them. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, this is a mob drop. I wonder how much my mob farm produces. Probably at least a little bit. I checked down there. Yeah, my inventory had like a quarter of a stack of inferium before I checked my mob farm. This is all from the mob farm. And so is all of that. Yeah, so this thing produces lots and lots of inferium. I can probably just skip the manual grind for inferium, honestly, because the mob farm produces just tons of it. So that's awesome for me. What that means is we can probably start getting into some of the actual resource seeds, because basically everything in the game has a resource seed. So like iron, there's a seed for that. Lava, there's a seed for that. Leather, there's a seed for that. You name it. The one that we're really interested in is Certus, right here. This is a big one because I need this stuff, Certus Quartz Essence, to get into Applied Energistics. And I want to get into Applied Energistics so we can have an ME system and really have like this nice organizational system and automate everything and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I don't necessarily need like a super complicated one right off the bat, but I definitely want to have one, at least a basic one, just to make everything easier as far as hooking things up. And like, I really feel that an Applied Energistics ME system is kind of like the starting point for serious automation. And one of my goals for this series is to basically automate almost everything that I can automate, because that's something that I like to do, especially in Skyblocks like this. So, yeah. So as far as the Certus Quartz crystals go, we need, or to make the seeds, I should say, we need tier 3 stuff. So we can do that. That's easy enough. We just need, boop, boop, boop. We need to go like that. And then we go like that. There we go. We have this intermedium essence. So there's these 4. And then we need tier 3 crafting seeds. So I need to make some more base crafting seeds, which if I remember correctly, were prosperity shards and a seed. I think it was like that. And then you go like that to get tier 1. And like, oh, we got to do that a couple more times. And then you go like that to get tier 2, and like that to get tier 3. So there's tier 3. And then we go and grab 1. Oh, that's charged. 1, 2, 3, 4 Certus Quartz. And that should allow us to make Certus Quartz seeds. There we go. Lovely. So now we take these and we'll plant them over there and breed them up. You know, we breed these up enough times and we'll be able to basically just, you know, start planting them. Because they do have a chance that when you break them, they will drop another seed. So we broke 3 plants and we now have 5. I think we picked up an extra seed there. Maybe we had 2 on us already. I don't know. Either way, this is going to allow us to progress a little bit faster. So we'll plant this guy right here. I'll go back to my manual grind. I'll probably upgrade all of these to the highest. Well, maybe not the highest. I mean, the thing is, this Inferium Essence goes really quick. It gets used pretty quickly. But we'll see. We'll see we'll see what we do here. Either way, I know that I do want to breed up these Certus Quartz crystals and try and get a whole bunch of these planted because, as I said before, we need these to get into an ME system. So that's on my to-do list. I'm going to get back to my grind. Oh, there we go. We got 1. Unfortunately, I didn't break the plant. I meant to, but unfortunately, I was right-clicking it at the time on accident. But we need to make sure we break this plant so that when we do so, we have a chance to get an additional seed. That's kind of the important thing. Do that. There we go. Oh, and look at that. We got some fertilized essence as well. Cool. Anyway, so I'm going to get back to the grind. I'll be with you in a bit. All right, guys, I am back and I have been hard at work. So actually, I have the 5x5 watering can now. So the next one, these are all tier 5 Inferium seeds. So when you harvest them, they give you 5 Inferium. So that's pretty good. We also have a bunch of new seeds that I made. These are all pretty basic. These are all tier 1. It's basically all the element ones for the most part. So I've got water, nature, stone, dirt, and fire. I'm still working on getting enough seeds to fill 2 rows, but I want to have 2 rows of each. And then I can use these to make things like mossy cobble or sand or... I mean, there's some blocks that are a little bit hard to get, and this is one way to do it. Or if I just... mossy cobble's one of them, or mossy anything for that matter. But it's just kind of a nice little way to get some certain resources. Our mob farm is okay. Like, I did decide to go with tier 5 seeds. which took a massive amount of time. Like, holy cow, did that take a while. The mob farm's okay. The thing is that I'm a very impatient person, and I don't like AFKing down there and just waiting. So I think what I'm going to do is, after this episode is over, I'm going to AFK here overnight. Well, sort of. We have server resets every couple of hours, so I won't be able to AFK overnight completely. But, you know, if I AFK there for a good hour or two, I should have tons and tons and tons of Inferium to use afterwards. So that should all be good. And then I think that is basically it. Now, we do have, like, all the quests to claim. I don't think any of these have been claimed yet. Yeah, look at all of these. Every single one of these. So we're gonna be rolling in loot boxes here in a minute. Let me get these claimed. Okay, I've claimed them all. We have a couple loot boxes to open. Just a few of these loot chests. Spider Charm. Mad Mystical Fertilizer. That actually would have been quite helpful. A couple Nature Cores. Those can be useful because they'll automatically plant things for you. We got some Chance Cubes. We got some Lily Pads of Fertility. Dude, those are so good. We will be making use of those. Viaducts, long-range viaducts, and long-range linking viaducts, also very good. A growth crystal tier 2, absolutely. That is going to be excellent. Super happy for that. That'll speed some stuff up. Flask. We got a loot chest with another growth crystal, a smaller one, but works in a 9x9. So we can actually make use of those to give us some faster growth over in the farming area. An RF gauge, 64K ME storage components. Yes, thank you. Yeah, the loot chests definitely have better loot in them than the loot bags, for sure. Another growth crystal, pulsating iron, mana steel, okay. Those are all not so great. Industrial grade graphite ore, a night vision charm, and some draconium infused obsidian. Nice. This one right here, that is a massive time saver. That means once we get into applied energistics, which I'm hoping to do fairly soon, we're going to be able to make 64K storage cells, like right off the bat, which is awesome. So super happy about that. Also happy about these lily pads of fertility. So let's do a little something here real quick. Let's just try out these growth crystals and see how well they work. So basically you put them down and they should grow everything within a 9x9 area. So if I put this guy right here and we plop, actually let's break this, and you have to actually break it with, if you silk touch them after you've tilled these, because you do still have to till the soil. If you silk touch it, it gets really, it breaks the texture. So that's why I use the pickaxe there. So let's put this one here, that one here, and this one here, and that should work for speeding these up, at least a little bit. And what I'm hoping is that that will combine with this to give us like super fast growth. Although maybe we're better off doing that so I can properly put this where it belongs. Doesn't really seem to be doing anything. It might be a little bit faster. I don't know. We'll leave it for now. Another thing that I did learn is that it's actually been changed. It used to be that you had to manually break these to get the essence. You still have to manually break them to get seeds, but you can get essence, or this fertilized essence. You can actually get that with the right click. So before, when I was saying you have to break them, I was mistaken. That apparently is something that has been changed at some point. Either way, I'm very happy with our progress in today's episode. This is a lot of time. I know it doesn't necessarily look like a lot of time, but I assure you, it's a lot of time. These level 5 seeds took an absurd amount of grinding. But anyway, guys, I think that is going to do it for today's episode because I am very much out of time for this one, so I'm going to have to call it here. My friends, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.